Hello and welcome to Experience Share. It's a Pokemon podcast starring me, Mewtwo, aka Tanner Greenring, and I am joined, as always, by my co-host Moltres, aka Joshua Fielstead. And this week, Joshua, we have a special guest.
No way.
Yes, it's Tonepi, aka Tony Smith. Welcome to the podcast, Tony.
Welcome, Tony.
Thank you so much. Tonepi is such a cute nickname that I'm going to force everyone in my life to call me.
Thank you. No one's honored my nicknames like that ever before, including your dear friend Josh, my co-host.
What's not?
He sort of dismisses
50 episodes in.
He dismisses my nicknames mostly, and then occasionally will sort of like shit on them and be like, "That doesn't make any sense."
Well, Fiangascon or Fianga, whatever you did.
He's doing it again, Tony.
That was a nightmare.
He's been so negative all day. It's really something. No, I will say it is a surprise that you wouldn't be complimented for such like cleverness, but it's no surprise that Josh wouldn't give you the love and attention and gassing up that you deserve.
I know.
Okay.
I know. This is our relationship.
So this is going to be the roast of Josh episode.
It's a Pokemon podcast wherein all of us play Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. I am playing Fire Red. Josh is playing Leaf Green. Tony?
Oh, I'm playing Leaf Green.
Good.
And it is Season 3B. We are playing gym by gym, week by week, and we are doing a Nuzlocke run. Too boring to talk about what that means. It's just harder.
Plus, if you don't know by now, why are you listening
why'd
to
you
this?
start here, idiot?
How'd you get here?
Go back.
Get a grip.
Start from the beginning.
Go back to episode 45 and then talk to us.
And I'm sorry I called you an idiot. I don't mean to disrespect you like that, but it is, what you're doing is idiotic and stupid. So we're in the end game, gentlemen.
We did the Elite Four.
We've defeated all of the gyms. We crushed Giovanni under our heels for the final time. We're never going to hear from Team Rocket again. They've been driven out of the Kanto region. It's the last we'll ever hear from them. We'll never have to do another Team Rocket hideout or warehouse or anything like that ever again.
Fuck them.
And then we made our way to Indigo Plateau. The end game. The end of the game. It's the end of the game. You two okay? You're not saying anything.
Well,
we were letting you set it up.
It seemed like you were doing one of your typical 7-minute monologues, and I was just like, I'm so excited for this to get into a gallop.
Yeah, and you get upset if I interrupt you.
Now it's a roast of Tanner. I see. Okay, fine.
Can I just say, when this game came out, it was like this very, very narrow window of my life where I didn't have any friends. I'm talking about like when Red and Blue came out.
Sure.
And I would
you played Fire Red and Leaf Green, right?
I played it when it came out, and then I just sort of beat it, and I was like, well, that's that. But it was the kind of thing where like I'm so in autopilot when I play this game because it's like I could do it with my eyes closed probably. Like this time through it, I didn't even get flash because I knew how to do rock tunnel in the dark.
Well, and it gives you that little spotlight now too.
It gives you that little spotlight now too. So it's like the kids these days are a little softer than we were. But this was my first ever Nuzlocke run, and like I was astounded by how much more difficult it was, how weak I felt at like every single point in the game, and just how like overall intense it was. It really like made me fall in love with this game that I thought that I knew so well. So like, thank you both very, very much.
Hey, you're welcome, and thank you, John Locke and Nuzleaf, for your fun little game rules that you invented. I want more of these.
Mm-hmm.
Other challenges.
We are going to have to play some more remakes in the future, and I want other ways to make the games more fun and interesting and challenging. And all I really know of is Nuzlocke. I'm sure there's other sort of like interesting rule mechanics out there.
Yeah.
But we have yet to really look into them or explore them. So
if we can't find one for Heart Gold, Soul Silver, we will either Nuzlocke again or we'll make one up. We'll make something up.
Homebrew it.
Yeah.
And we should say, before we get into the meat of this, speaking of Tony not having any friends when he played Red and Blue, he has friends now.
Aww.
He is an HM friend of the pod, but also a real-life friend. Tony and I worked together. He was the best thing about the job that I got laid off from a few years back. And Tanner, Tony, and I have all played some some online games together as well.
Yeah, Tony and I have played some HOTS together, maybe some Civ
Oh my
together.
God,
Some Civ as well.
We 100% have played HOTS and Civ together.
Yeah.
I never connected the dots that like that's who you were, but like yeah, absolutely, we've played video games together. You're good at HOTS. I really like playing with you.
No, I'm bad at HOTS, but I have fun. You know, I leave it out all out on the field. So
You give it your all.
and I like to play healer characters, which I think is sort of appreciated by a lot of the HOTS community.
Oh, completely. The way that in MOBAs, like nobody wants to play a healer is so frustrating, but like you really embrace it. So yes, thank you for that.
I love playing a Brightwing. I love playing
Sweetie.
a what's his name? Ludi Colo? No, that's not right.
Lucio.
That's Pokemon.
Lucio.
Lucio. Yeah.
Ludicolo is like the most ambitious Blizzard crossover of all time. No, but yeah, those are both characters that I think are like as boring as reading a book. So I'm really happy that you like them. Yeah. So to go off of that, I don't know what team you have right now, but do you find yourself in Pokemon thinking about like support mechanics at all, or are you just like so many people that play this game? Are you like brute force, brute force, brute force?
I don't know if I'm quite brute force. I just sort of go where the game takes me a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
I lack a lot of the like meta kind of game development that some of our friends, notably our friends at Pokesports, are so good at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, I just like to do cool Pokemon who I think look cool. Like,
Well, it feels right.
disgusting little tangles of tentacle weeds,
Yeah.
you know?
I guess I'm sort of a blend. I think I'm more brute force than I am like support.
Mm-hmm.
I usually have a couple of non-combat offensive moves on any given Pokemon.
Well, and both of us are pretty proficient in Mayor's Sleep.
Yeah.
What's Mayor Sleep?
It's
Mayor Sleep is when you have a Pokemon who knows a sleep move
Oh.
and you use it in
it's like
battle.
Mayor Cheat, but it's Mayor Sleep.
Do you remember when Mayor Pete was called Mayor Cheat very briefly?
I sure do. It was one of his kinder nicknames.
Well, we really latched onto it, and it became a pretty long-running meme on the show.
It's weirdly one of our biggest hits.
It is one of our biggest hits, and it's also weirdly endeared. I was just saying this to my wife the other day. It's endeared Mayor Pete to me in a way that,
Same.
like,
He shouldn't be.
I never expected.
I think he kind of looks like Hypno too. Like they have the same they have the same body.
You throw a rough on him.
Oh yeah.
If you throw a rough on him, he would absolutely be Hypno.
I think so too. And like in the way that like they both pride them, like they're like both like the goal is to like put you to sleep so that they can like initiate phase 2. Like yeah, that's absolutely that y'all are onto something with that one.
Yeah.
So before we get it too far into the journey and the end game this week, Tony, I would love to hear a little bit about your journey to get to this place. You've surely been grueling away like us for months at this game.
Yeah.
Just grinding away hours each week, right?
Oh,
well, tell me a little bit about your journey, the highlights of your journey to get here so far.
Sure. So I got the game, I was playing through it, and like I got fairly close to the end, and I was like, I'm going in with like whatever team, like this doesn't so I was like, what about if going into this episode I like started over on Monday? And just like
and this is Friday.
It's Friday.
Bug catchers.
This is Friday. And what if I did a Nuzlocke run? And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. It almost went completely south when like Mankey lulled me into a false sense of security with like Misty because like Water Pulse comes out of nowhere and is like a really strong move.
Oh yeah.
But survived that and like largely made it to the end of the game intact. And it couldn't have gone more smoothly until just before the Elite Four. I want to say Gary was probably the one to do it. Gary killed my Primeape that I had invested so much time in. That was my entire ace in the hole with Lorelei. I think that it was, with the exception of like Solar Beam on my Executor, the only move I had that was like really strong against ice types. So I really had to go back to the drawing board with how I was going to beat her. And it was based on my box. It was really slim pickings.
Did you kind of suffer through a lot of the indignities that we did with like a box full of like tentacles and Pidgeys
Spearows and Bellsprouts?
So I never caught a second version of a thing, which like probably a big mistake.
God,
but like the rage of seeing something I already had that already sucked to begin with a second time just sent me into a tailspin, and I killed it. I killed it on sight. I would say that the game was overall quite kind to me with things. There were some things that like went my way in like a really, really wonderful way. But so I felt like I had a team of like not the most common thing in each area, but at the same time, I didn't feel like I had a particularly strong team. And I think that's largely due to the fact that like I sort of like get Starmie, give it everything, and then like that's like my real like red and blue victory condition is getting my hands on Starmie, giving it all of the moves it needs, and just winning the game with one Pokemon.
Interesting. So now we know your strategy going into this battle we're gonna do later.
No, it's absolutely not my strategy because I could not get Staryu. Like I like literally was like this. I'm going to go into this episode with Staryu and like with Starmie knowing everything. I'm gonna like sweep them on like one poke, and then like I got fucking Seadra, and it's the most bullshit Pokemon of all time.
And you couldn't evolve it to Kingdra.
And you can't evolve it to Kingdra, so like it's...
You could have on those Sevi Islands.
Well, I didn't get up to them because I started on Monday. So I basically got a 3 Pokemon team and like their interns rounding out the rest of the group.
I'm so curious to see what we're going to face off against.
Yeah.
You'll see sort of where my head would be, but you'll also defeat this team quite easily.
Good to know.
Well, one of us will, and it's probably going to be Josh, to be honest, because Josh and I were fucking around a little bit before the podcast started. Tony was programming his team into Pokemon Showdown, and Josh has got quite a tidy little team, I'm going to admit, but we're not there yet.
Because I had a couple of losses, and it made me reevaluate my entire strategy, and we're going to go into that.
We're not there yet. We're on Victory Road. We're headed towards the Indigo Plateau, and the first thing that happens to us is old bad Josh, that son of a gun,
fucking
steps out of the weeds on Route 22 and challenges us to a battle. I beat him easily.
Mop the floor.
A joke to me.
Mop the floor with him.
He's a joke to me. My Pokemon are so over-leveled at this point. It wasn't even fair. Tony?
He was pretty easy. I can't remember if my Primeape died to him or inside of Victory Road, but like my Primeape did die to a critical hit of something.
Okay, and did you prepare a song?
No, I didn't prepare a song.
Oh.
Okay, so do you have one that you just sort of know off the top of your head? Because you'd have to do a singing...
We had to sing a eulogy.
A musical eulogy for your dead Pokemon.
How much of the song do I have to sing?
Just enough for us to kind of get an idea.
Every night in my dreams, I see you, I feel you. That is how I know you. Go on. And then the rest of that song.
Why wouldn't you do the chorus?
Haunting, yeah.
Oh, why don't I do the chorus? That's such a great question. I guess I'm not near, far. Wherever you are, I believe that my heart will go on. And then I think that's the whole chorus.
You got a beautiful voice. I don't know why you weren't more into singing, but...
You have a better voice than both of us.
Yeah.
That's very, very sweet. I think the answer is because, like, despite how unhinged I've certainly come across till this point, I'm quite sober. I've been like doing little pigeon sips of this this glass of rum because there's nothing else in the house. So I'm gonna get more into it and like let's see what happens. Maybe I'll have an anxiety attack. Maybe I'll like make better jokes.
Welcome to podcasting. We make our way to Indigo Plateau, Joshua, and we fight our way through the kind of
the badge check.
Yeah, the like badge check area where there's all the gates and little guards, and they ask you if you have all the badges that you need to get to Victory Road. There's some catchable routes here. Mm-hmm. Nothing terribly interesting. I caught a Psyduck. I named it the Walkman.
You got a Psyduck? I'm so jealous.
I have 2 Psyducks.
Yeah, everything now is sort of like when you start thinking like, am I just going to raise this thing and like grind it out, or do I give a shit at all?
Right.
For me, I got a Poliwhirl and I was not going to do that. And I named it something. I'm going to preface.
This is your fucking sweetie like 2 weeks ago.
All my catches for this episode, I named them, but at this point we're in guest characters from The Sopranos, and like I don't even remember what I named them.
Okay, so it is.
You have one. I'm not gonna get up on your shit, Tanner.
Okay, thank you for appreciating my boundaries.
It's a respect day for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's why.
I saw a Fearow, and one of those Pokemon I killed on sight.
Yeah.
I didn't want it. Its presence insulted me. And I was already sort of feeling like rubbed the wrong way by the fact that the guards, like when they talk to you, they assume you don't have the badges.
These cops.
And it's this like why else would I fucking be there? Like, did I want to just like surf a little bit? The combination of like that white cis-male patriarchy plus like no great Pokemon to speak of made the road to Victory Road just as like truly awful as it's always been.
Yeah, I am in the room here with you, Tony.
Apology accepted.
Victory Road is that big cave.
Yeah.
It's that big ugly cave full of dumb Pokemon.
We've been there so many times now.
We've just been here too many times. It's so boring. I just dropped a Max Repel because I wasn't interested.
Same.
I got to the end. I did a little leveling at the end, but honestly, with Versus Seeker now, leveling with wild Pokemon is completely uninteresting to me.
I don't do it at all.
Like, unreliable. So I mostly just dropped a Max Repel and hightailed it through the entire cave system.
Yeah, and there aren't even that many trainers in here. So, like, you get a couple more levels, but it's not really anything. If you were not in a good place level-wise, this was not going to be the thing to help you out for the Elite Four.
And there's not enough density, too, with the trainers for the sake of Versus Seeker. So.
Well, did you notice you can't even use it in caves? I tried that.
Oh, yeah.
It only lets you use it in the overworld, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Why do cell phone rules apply to, like, Versus Seeker? Like, what if you really do want to, like, have Victory Road rematches? That feels like something you should be able to do.
Yeah, it should be the best place to train before the Elite Four, and it, like, barely is, because you mostly just have to go up against random Pokemon.
Yeah, one of the things that's nice about it, though, is that the strongest Pokemon there are, like, Primeape, Machoke, Onix. Like, those are, like, the high-level 40 ones that give you the most experience. And for the most part, the things that you want for the Elite Four are things that can one-hit KO those things. So it's like you can sort of, like, dissociate and grind there if you wanted to.
That's true.
That's usually like my tactic with Victory Road, but this time, because we have the Versus Seeker, it was just so much more lucrative to go find like some high-level trainer somewhere, like in the Sevi Islands, and do some grinding there.
Right.
Make our way through Victory Road, and we are here, Joshua and Tony.
Yeah.
The Elite Four, we've made it. It's the end game. It's the end of the game.
Here we are.
Did you win?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm not going to say it was easy.
I would say it's easy. I had an easy time with it, and I didn't lose any Pokemon at all to the Elite Four.
I would like to thank my Slowbro for pretty much taking down the entirety of the Elite Four.
Interesting.
Well, so let's see. What's Slowbro? He's Psychic Water?
He's Psychic Water. I think he's got a ton of value. His defense is strong. His special defense is strong. He's got a lot of HP. He gets access to Surf and Psychic, which are two of the most powerful moves in the entire game. One of the really nice things about Surf is that it has, like, for a move of its strength, it has 15 PP instead of 10 PP. And, like, you really feel PP when you Nuzlocke because, like, you don't have those, like, super strong Pokemon. So you're, like, 3-hit KOing things.
Yeah.
But one of the things that you can do with Slowbro that I guess I'm giving you a spoiler, I did with Slowbro, is you can give him Calm Mind. You can have him take those first 1 or 2 hits in the beginning of a fight,
Right.
Calm Minding both times.
Calm Mind is great.
Calm Mind is great, and he is a really, really, really good user of it. Like, the only threat to him after 2 or 3 Calm Minds is like Bite, but because no Pokemon, I believe this is true, no Pokemon in Fire Red Leaf Green is dark, like dark type itself. Nobody has like a Bite Stab.
That's right, yeah.
So
Yeah.
so he just like shrugs them off pretty much and has
very smart.
Either a super effective thing or like a regular effective stab type move to use.
So Lorelei is water and ice primarily.
Yep.
And Slowbro's defense and offense against fire and ice is mostly just the psychic type stuff, right?
It's the psychic type stuff. He also can have toxic, which mine did have. So when the other Slowbro comes out, you just poison it and wait. That Slowbro doesn't have offensive moves, so like moves that use attack. So by the time that Slowbro comes out, your special defense can like be fully maxed out. So you can just poison it, wait, like give your Slowbro some hyper potions or max potions, which I did, and just basically wait out as the poison kills. You might have to re-poison too in case a full restore comes out. But either way, you should be all set in that fight.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. I think Machamp was the one who carried me through Lorelei with all of its fighting moves, just breaking up those big chunks of ice.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice.
I had Dr. Melfi in there, Magneton, Thunderbolt.
Oh, for all the water stuff, yeah.
Joke.
Bruno is all fighting type Pokemon. He's got an Onix, he's got Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee, he's got another Onix, and he's got a Machamp.
Yeah.
Slowbro.
Oh, Mind Over Matter. Josh taught me this.
Yes, Psychic is super effective on fighting, yes.
Yes, I'm fairly sure Alakazam Mewtwo took me through the battle with Bruno.
How'd you get Mewtwo?
Well, it's an Alakazam.
Oh, got it.
It's just, its name is Mewtwo.
Aww.
Because it's my favorite Pokemon.
Wait, guys, can I tell you both about my naming convention real quick?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It's Sausages of the World. So
okay, what's your Slowbro called?
And how did that happen?
How it happened was I named my Charmander on site. It might have been 3 a.m. when I did this. I was delirious when I decided to like delete and start over. But I was like, oh, chorizo. So I named it chorizo, and I was like, oh, we're gonna learn about some sausages. So like my Seadra is named Chuchuk, which is a horse-based sausage from Kazakhstan, I think. There was a lot of like Wikipedia sausage crawling.
Borat reference there.
Is it SpawnCon?
Yes, and also a real country, Josh.
I love sausage Pokemon. What's Slowbro's called? What?
Slowbro's Kielbasa. And that comes from it's not that I think that Slowbro is Polish. It's that I think that Slowbro is sturdy and dependable. The way that like if you just want to eat something, Kielbasa will hit the spot.
I feel like Kielbasa is like, if you think of a sausage, it's like the sausage.
Yeah,
it's just a fucking sausage.
It's
straight up.
It's top 3. I think it's like breakfast sausage, chorizo, and Kielbasa.
That's a good ranking. Yeah.
Third.
I don't know if I would have to think about the order, but those are probably my top 3 as well. Yeah.
Poor Tanner.
Third Elite Four, Agatha.
Oh, well, no. We're not done with Bruno.
Okay, tell me about Bruno.
I have an announcement to make.
What's your announcement?
Memorial announcement.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I didn't think this would happen to me again, and it was very unexpected.
Jesus, Josh.
Here's kill count.
It's kill count.
I hadn't added anyone to kill count for like 3 episodes, and this is the first of 2, unfortunately.
Wow. What happened to you, man?
Paulie, my Firo.
Well, Firo's trash anyway.
Flying moves. Should have been fucking perfect against Bruno.
Good riddance.
I was liking this Firo, man, and I never thought I would say that. Firo swept all of them. 1-hit KO for every single one. Gets to the Machamp, the level 56 Machamp at the end. Machamp goes first, because I think Firo was level 54 when it died, when it passed. and Machampew's cross chop.
Yeah, good move.
And it was
hell of a move.
A critical hit.
Yeah.
And it was a one-hit KO on Polly the Firo, who I've had basically the entire game.
That's so sad.
That is very sad. Polly Walnuts, rest in petals.
Yeah.
Did you prepare a song?
Yeah, I did.
Let's hear it. Okay. Sorry, not to rush you. Take your time. I know this is a sad moment for you.
It's got a long intro, so just give me...
Perfect. And that'll give us time to sort of grieve.
Woke up this morning and you got yourself a mon. Your mama always said you'd be the chosen one. She said, you're one in a million, you're the very best like no one ever was. But you were born under a bad sign with a Mount Moon in your eyes. You woke up this morning, all those mon had gone. Primeape never told you about right and wrong. But you're looking good, baby. I believe Firo's fine, shame about it. Born under a bad sign with a Mount Moon in your eyes. Sing it now.
Woke up this morning.
Got a Mount Moon in your eyes. So sad.
Oh my god,
shame
so
about
sad.
it.
Is that the theme song to The Sopranos?
You got I'm not done. And of course it is. It was bound to happen. You say you woke up this morning, the world turned upside down. Lord above, things ain't been the same since Elite Four walked into Pallet Town. But you're one in a million. You got that master ball shine. Shame about it. Born under a bad sign with a Mount Moon in your eyes. R.I.P. Polly the Firo.
R.I.P. Polly the Firo.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Spoiler alert, Christopher the Primeape.
I haven't watched a ton of Sopranos, but I recognize the theme song, but the theme song already is a little bit avant-garde. It's sort of atonal. It's kind of got this like gravelly voice guy singing it, a little arrhythmic at times, but you sort of took it you kind of took that vibe and you amplified it quite a bit.
It's definitely atonal, for sure.
Yeah.
My rendition as well.
Yeah.
But it was a little bit of a Frank Sinatra vibe combined with...
Little bit.
I practiced a fair amount.
Did you?
Before we move along, I do want to clarify for the folks listening to this at home. What you missed during Josh's singing was that when he was backing himself up, he moved back from the mic to like where he imagined the backup singers would be for him, and then moved back up to the mic when he was singing the main part of the song. And it was a really beautiful thing to see. Beautiful commitment, great instincts, and I thought very pretty.
Tony's the like energy that we need on this podcast. We're both too negative.
I don't know where it's coming from. Let's change the mood. Let's channel a little bit of Tony energy after this break.
Okay.
Gentlemen, Agatha, poison type / ghost type, but mostly just poison type.
She's supposed to be ghost type. We always have this fucking bone to pick. Like, this is a poison team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is Arbok or Golbat a ghost?
How is Marowak or Cubone a ghost in Pokemon Tower?
It's funny that you bring that up because I've always thought about like Marowak dies and is still Marowak. So what the fuck is fucking Ghastly?
I'm worried they're humans.
Oh shit.
I'm worried that they're dead human beings.
Interesting.
Because it's confirmed in the game that when Marowak dies, it's still a Marowak. So those are people.
That's so ooky spooky to me.
It's a good point.
I have a personal connection to Agatha.
Okay.
Laid on a string bean.
When I was what a beautiful expression. When I was a senior in college, it wasn't really a reputation as much as like a mean smear, but the thing was when
such a fine line.
Yeah, when
hard to tell most of the time.
When like the freshman gays would like look to me for like advice or like whatever, I apparently made everyone like 100 times meaner was the thing. Like it was like once like someone like after a conversation with me, you became super shady. So it was like I was a ghost trainer, so everyone started calling me Agatha. Like Wesleyan is the fucking school where that happens.
Are you kidding
No,
me?
I'm being dead serious because like
that was in college. People are calling you Agatha,
and like the person who thought of that was like this this extremely hot person who like you would never guess that was the mean thing in his back pocket, but like it wasn't even that mean. I kind of like really prided myself on it.
It's such a deep and cutting reference. Like he read you. He knew that you knew Pokemon.
Well, I mean, like the thing about and Josh, feel free to jump in on this and agree or not, but like Pokemon is a thing that I would say a disproportionate amount of like gay men, especially, are like super into.
Oh yeah,
Josh and I have talked about that. We have a number of gay men followers following the podcast.
Yeah, and I mean.
Well, and a co-host.
Half of the
show. And you know, it's such a beautiful thing, and
2/3 of it right now.
And it's this combination of like it's not sports, it's not theater. Some of them are cute. The ones that aren't cute are powerful.
They're cool. It's competitive as hell.
But it's also like you have to stay organized too, and like that. Like you have to prepare for stuff. Like it's the ultimate game in like you're either David or Goliath, and I think that's a fun binary for like oppressed people to choose between. You're either
for sure
flinging the slingshot or like you're just brute forcing it. But in any case, like Pokemon's still very much on the minds of like all of these people at this school, to the point that it was like, well, they thought it was a mean nickname, but I was quite empowered by it.
Yeah, that's cool. I wish someone would come up with a cool like Pokemon trainer nickname for me. I don't even know who I would be.
Mewtanner.
I know, Josh, you're definitely Lance.
Thank you.
Because of your dragon thing.
Josh is fucking Lorelei.
Josh is definitely Lance.
I don't really know why, but I would accept that.
My thing about you, Josh, is like you are just like from the north. And like if that's not Lorelei, I don't know what is.
Okay. Tanner, I could see you as a
See, you're struggling. I don't think there is
Mr. Briny.
Mr. Briny.
Tanner, you know who I think you are? I think you're a Sabrina type.
Sabrina?
I think that
Sabrina could be right.
You would wait at the center of a gym with one of the most frustrating puzzles ever, like just like waiting for someone to get to you, and then you'd be like, oh, let me be the first to remind you that like Venusaur is half poison, and just devastate a team.
Oh no, that's where you're completely wrong. I'm so bad at type matchups.
Really?
Yeah. And I also think Sabrina has like sort of a cerebral nature to her that just doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, almost kind of a Bruno also.
Oh, I could see Bruno also.
I think you are a Bruno.
Bruno seems right. Just sort of like...
You just like pick something that looks strong and cool.
Dumb and brute force. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say if I were... Because I reject Agatha, I think I'm probably more of a Blaine. Because like... I would keep the front door of my gym locked, but there would be people inside of it.
Like a trivia thing that people have to get through to get to you.
The trivia doors with like the most asinine questions ever. Like what 100%.
Tony, you're 100% Blaine, especially because we should shout out that you've made 2 Escape the Room digital versions now.
I sure have.
That's literally Blaine's shit.
It's 100 between the puzzle house and then the trivia. Yeah, I'm very, very much a Blaine. My entire thing would be this like desperate fire spin move that like isn't actually all that powerful, but like is frustrating to deal with. I feel like a Blaine. I also would punish people for picking Bulbasaur in the beginning of the game.
Oh, okay.
Easy mode.
Yeah, it's total easy mode, and like
I know.
Yeah, I'm a Blaine.
You don't, and I hope you don't take this as an insult. You don't look like Blaine.
I do not take that. Blaine's an old fruit.
He's sort of an old man. He's bald. He's got kind of a wiry white mustache.
Blaine would surprise you with how he's voted, and I'm an open book.
Canceled.
I think that like it's somewhere like Blaine absolutely, but in terms of like aspirationally, like, who would I be? Like an Erica.
Aspirationally is interesting.
Yeah.
I'll take Bruno on the chin, but like aspirationally, I think I am a what's the dragon guy called?
Lance or Drake.
I think I'm aspirationally Lance. I do like Drake. Was Drake the guy who sort of had
Drake's
like a
the one who looks like
shabby,
what Captain Mr.
like,
Squirt would look like.
Yeah. Sort of a shabby sailor's uniform.
I'm not relinquishing Lance. You can have Drake though.
I'll take Drake.
But I think we established that you're either Lorelai or Misty.
Who, me?
No, Josh.
Oh, Josh.
Josh would just be swimming.
I've never seen Josh swim.
I don't like swimming. And I hate the beach.
Misty's like in a pool.
I mean, I'll hang out at a pool.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
If Misty liked the beach, she'd be at a beach.
And one of my favorite Pokemon is a water type, Octillery also.
You love Octillery.
Tony, who's your favorite Pokemon of all time?
Yeah, let's get to the bottom of this.
That is such a good question. There are two answers, like right off the bat. I love Starmie.
Oh, right.
The number of things that Starmie can do is just so incredible. In like Diamond and Pearl, if you baton pass Starmie like a nasty plot, like it's sort of all over for the enemy team. Like there's very little that can stop it.
Not a cute Pokemon.
Not a cute Pokemon.
But it's fucking cool as hell, I think.
It's cool.
But maybe that's sort of your thing. You're not into cute Pokemon?
Well, when you hear the next one, so the next one is absolutely a cute Pokemon. It is Togekiss.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Togekiss fucking slaps.
Really?
It is.
No way.
It is in Diamond and Pearl. I think that Togekiss in OU Diamond and Pearl, which like was my meta, I was so good at that meta. Togekiss is, I think, the strongest Pokemon in that OU meta.
I didn't know. I don't know
What?
these games well, and I don't know who Togekiss is, and I had to Google it.
It's the final form, the new form of Togepi.
Real sweetie. Such a little cutie.
A real sweetie, and let me explain to you its thing just real quick. I promise it'll be so fast. A lot of HP, has Roost, so it can not only heal, but it can remove its flying type, which is like the scariest part of like what makes it super effective. Because when flying types use Roost, it's a recover, but they're not flying type for that turn. Its special ability, Serene Grace, doubles like probability moves. So Air Slash, which it has a stab on, which is it's a really strong move, which is typically a 30% chance of flinching, becomes a 60% chance of making your enemy flinch, and you top a Thunder Wave with that too. So you open with Thunder Wave, and between the paralysis and the Air Slash itself, like you just whittle things down.
It's pretty good.
I stopped listening because I went to Fur Affinity to see if
No.
there was any action on Togekiss, and there is quite a bit of interesting stuff happening with Togekiss on Fur Affinity.
It's an extremely strong Pokemon.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you, it's extremely strong. Take a look at this.
What?
Here, I'm going to share my screen for a moment. Oh no,
No.
host has disabled screen. Josh, can you turn on screen sharing?
Josh, can you please turn on screen sharing?
Just send it in the chat. Drop a link. I can't figure this out, and I don't have time to.
Oh yeah, we have a chat.
Ooh, oh no. So Tanner has linked
God.
to.
Is this Fur Affinity check?
It's Fur Affinity check, yeah.
Oh my god.
We were talking about how strong Togekiss is, and someone has depicted Togekiss as sort of a strong man. He's got like a little collar and like a tie.
A little bit of a Fairly Odd Parents, like wand thing, but like businessman, sexual businessman.
It's a green thong and a black tie, which it's very like he's a colorblind Chippendale, and I think that's good.
Look at this one. Why is this a meme with Togekiss specifically? Why is he always depicted as a buff man?
I don't know, but one of the tags for this photo is 60-second body program, and isn't that something?
God, I love Fur Affinity.
I like that it also the artist also listed its moveset. Air Slash, Aura Sphere, Sky Attack, and Dazzling Gleam. Pretty good.
That's good. That's useful for someone like me who's not very good at like figuring out a good moveset.
And can I say too, these accounts that are commenting that are like name from a Japanese anime, but the comment itself vacillates between Portuguese and Tagalog. Like, that's the original OPSEC. Like, you have no idea where that person is, what their life is like, but like, wow, is it
Totally
something?
obscure.
Yeah, it's like, it could be anything, and why are they so scared that you'll look into them?
And that's what's so interesting about Fur Affinity, right? That's why this is the new sort of like place that culture is happening,
Yes,
Culture starts on Fur Affinity.
right?
the way that culture starts and ends on Fur Affinity. Hold on,
We have to get off Fur Affinity. We have to keep talking
You
about the
put
Elite
us
Four.
here, Tanner.
Hey, Josh, you take the wheel sometimes, huh?
I'm always saying Josh, you took the wheel.
All right, we're done with Fur Affinity. We're gonna move forward. We have to go to the Sevi Islands still,
Agatha, I
and
crushed
we're
her.
still in the Elite Four.
I don't think that the Sevi Islands are happening this week.
Okay.
And that's A-okay.
We might have to go chasing waterfalls next week to get the Sevi Islands in.
Yeah.
But it's okay because Anthony didn't even play Tony, sorry.
No, I'm either. Yeah, no, I didn't play the Sevi Islands, but it's because I didn't cheat at Nuzlocke.
Well, there are no mayor cheats here.
Okay, so you've accused us of cheating in Nuzlocke.
Oh, absolutely. You took Nuzlocke and then you created more rules on top of that Nuzlocke, and then you broke the fundamental rule of Nuzlocke to be able to get to these like stupid little islands.
Okay, yes.
Well, we should announce. We'll announce especially if we are not going to talk about the Sevi Islands this week. We had to make a temporary lift on the Nuzlocke rules following the Elite Four because we did not know, as Tanner and I have both not played Fire Red, Leaf Green before, you need a certain number of Pokemon before Professor Oak will allow you to go to the islands 4 through 7 of the Sevi Islands.
I think you need to have caught 60
60.
Pokemon, which neither of us were at.
And I had 45.
I think I was a little closer. I was like at maybe 55, but I was not there.
So we had to lift the rule after the Elite Four temporarily so that both of us could catch that many. I had to catch and evolve 15 Pokemon. None of them are usable, obviously.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's fair to call us mayor cheats when we had to do that in order to advance the game. We have to do the whole experience and share our experience. That's the name of the show.
It's the name of the show.
We're not going to not do the Sevi Islands.
Tony's the name of the show.
Okay. I think that's I
Hoisted.
don't know. I think that like there's a
I'm
world
looking
where
at I'm looking at a man who's been hoisted on his own petard here.
you can also make the call that because you are so committed to the Nuzlocke game that you've created that you have to. So, like, let me ask you another question. Would it be possible to hit that 60 with the Pokemon that you have in your box right now? Like, or is it just completely impossible?
It was impossible.
I think it was technically impossible.
It was impossible for me.
I think with the amount of Pokemon we were allowed to catch by this point of the game, we would not have been able to get 60.
Okay.
Let me outline a couple of key points. I had 3 Bellsprouts.
Yeah.
I had 3 Spearows.
Yeah.
Hey, you two, I would love to talk about how we beat Agatha.
Oh yeah. No, she went down. She went down lickety split.
Agatha's a joke. I mean, she's the joke.
because the ultimate joke of the original Pokemon games is that like Ghost type is the type that's supposed to take down Psychic, but like its moves are like Lick and Nightshade, which does a fixed amount of damage, and like all the Ghost types are poison. So like in Red and Blue, Psychic was unstoppable.
Sure.
But in this one, Psychic is merely extremely strong.
Yeah, I think Alakazam took care of this entire Agatha lineup, which is like
Yeah.
it's weak technically against ghost type moves. But,
I had an Executor.
Yeah, because they're all fucking poison, and because Ghost doesn't have resistance to Psychic type, so it's like you fully take them all down. It's a poison team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lance, I'm desperate to keep you two on track now.
You too? What is that supposed to mean?
Yeah, okay. I thought you were an ally, but it turns out you were just alive. Copyright Tony Smith.
Trying to keep us on the straight and narrow?
Well, I did a strategy move here, which was I had a TM from Game Corner for Ice Beam, and because Toxic was no longer useful to me, I then swapped out Toxic on my Slowbro for Ice Beam.
Nice.
And so I went into this fight with a Slowbro with like a slightly different moveset, but one that completely took down Lance and everything he stands for.
Yeah, Ice Beam is what it's about. I made a mistake here,
Jesus, Josh.
as you heard in my very sad song earlier for a number of reasons. Sad song.
Yeah.
I used Dr. Melfi Magneton on the Gyarados, obviously. Super effective Thunderbolt. And then I used Gyarados on Dragonair, and Aerodactyl. Ice Beam.
Mm-hmm.
But then I had this fucking deranged idea where I was like, I want to get a little more EXP for Primeape. I don't want him to fall behind. And I swapped in Primeape for the final Dragonite, the level 60 Dragonite. And my Primeape was level 54. But I was still like, whatever, I got Rock Slide. What's this thing going to do to me?
Yeah.
And the Dragonite has Wing Attack, which I did not expect.
Ooh.
And one Wing Attack from that thing, one hit KO.
So both of you lost Primapes this week.
Yes.
It's very sad.
And we both had them for our whole journey.
Wow.
And that was longanisa, the Filipino sausage. That was the sausage that, like, my heart, my homeland. When that primate died, the way that I screamed, my roommate asked me, what did Trump do?
Yeah. I don't remember how I took on Lance. I don't remember how I beat him, but I did beat him, and I didn't lose anyone in the process.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Nice one, Tony.
And then it's the
rival.
Bad Josh.
Yeah.
Tony, did you name your rival?
I sure did. I named my rival Josh.
God damn it.
After a stronger Josh than Josh Fjellstead.
All you people.
No, I named him after Josh Fjellstead.
Yeah.
But then he was getting places first, and I was like, okay, so like there are some differences. But the attitude,
Right.
I would
What the
say,
hell does that
was
mean?
very similar.
Yeah, I think that's sort of where the Bad Josh name comes from. It's not quite Josh. It's like a bad version of Josh, but it's definitely Josh, you know?
Because I'm good Josh and or cool Josh.
Or, yeah, you've got a lot of different qualifiers you can put in front of Josh. You can be cool Josh, you can be good Josh, you can be gay Josh.
Problematic Josh.
A lot of cool stuff happening. Yeah.
The United Kingdom should be as big as the world, Josh. Like you've got a lot. You've got a lot of things.
I didn't say they should have done that, but
Sun
they
never
did
sets on the British Empire,
Yeah,
Josh.
sun never sets in general. If you think about it,
That term was applied to the Spanish Empire first, by the way. And
Yeah.
Tony, I know you feel negatively about that one. I think we all don't like that one.
why do you think I feel negatively? Please, quickly. No, I'm kidding. No, the Spanish Empire is the nastiest empire of
Spanish Empire is the worst empire.
maybe all time. Like true, like the religion where you have to know the most things was all them.
Right, and literally the only way to be qualified is to be super fucking religious zealot.
Yeah.
And they don't give a shit otherwise.
And
And they're going to take your bullion.
Yeah.
Either way.
they just wanted gold, and like the way that like in the Philippines we were just like chilling casting spells before they came was like it really like shit would have been so cool. Like we killed the Portuguese when they came, it was on site.
Easy.
So the Spanish were like, we need bigger ships. I don't know if that's the history or not, but like if you're white and you try to fact check me, that's problematic of you.
We will not be fact checking this episode.
Thank you. Thank you. No one tweet at me. My Twitter is like Josh Fjellstead, at Josh Fjellstead.
Let's talk about this battle with Josh, Bad Josh, Greg.
Who's Greg?
My elementary school rival.
Oh my god, is Greg the one that you told me about at that bar?
Yes.
Oh, Greg fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Like, so as much as like Josh sucks, like Greg sucks way worse.
How did you guys do against Bad Josh / Greg / Josh?
Extremely well. It was nothing. It was nothing to me.
Bad Josh gave me, I would say, the closest I've had to a tiny bit of trouble.
I actually didn't have trouble here.
Weirdly, his lineup is pretty similar to mine. Like, he's got an Alakazam, he's got an Arcanine, he's got an Executor, which I had at the time. And there was some parity there that was a little troubling.
Mm-hmm.
But I did get through. I should say, I didn't lose any Pokemon this week. I'm not weak like Josh.
Okay. Or Tony.
I'm strong.
That's it.
Yeah.
We win, and we're the Pokemon champions. And we've beaten Greg, we've beaten Bad Josh, we've beaten Josh, and we are the kings of Pokemon once again.
once again.
Fade to credits.
And then we went to the Sevi Islands, except Tony didn't, so we're not going to talk about that this week.
Aw, thank you. Tanner, you've been such a supportive and incredible host.
Hey, you're welcome. And, you know, one of us needs to be, because Josh is he brings an energy to the show, which I love, and I don't want you to take this the wrong way, Josh. I do love your energy, but, you know, it's not, I wouldn't describe it as supportive.
I feel like I veered into a little tyranny recently. Mm-hmm. I wasn't trying to.
And you're so prone to that in such an interesting way, given sort of your own sort of personal interests in, you know, British Empire and white colonialism. Okay.
Studied it from an empirical way. Like, don't make the mistakes of the past, you know? That's the whole point of fucking history, man.
Yeah. The three of us have to battle now.
Well, we're going to have to do a level check.
Oh.
And we're going to have to qualify this level check for me, at least.
Okay, now you hear this? He's hedging already.
No, I acquired one of them on the Sevi Islands.
Disgusting.
I mean, it was illegal. We thought we were going to do the Sevi Islands.
No, that's okay. It's fine.
It's fine.
I'm just saying.
Here's the way this is going to work, Tony. Josh and I are going to battle and determine who the winner of Experience Share Pokemon Podcast is. And then the winner of that battle will take you on to determine who the supreme champion of our two podcasts are. Mm-hmm. Experience Share and your podcast. And remind me what your podcast is called again.
It's called Pinoy Boys Uncensored. It's just a bunch of Filipino people weighing in on the news of the day.
You're gonna have to spin that up pretty quickly in the next 2 weeks before this podcast, before this episode goes up.
Give us something to promote. What do you want to promote, Tony?
So if you go to my Twitter at Anthony BL Smith, look at my pinned tweet, you will see the Google Doc
the escape room.
Yeah, the Google Doc escape room. Why not?
Hell yeah!
I am having a lot of fun with that. And it really popped off in a way that I did not expect it to, but absolutely hoped it would. So if you like a puzzle, if you like PG-13 scares, you make your way.
You say fuck once.
I imply fuck throughout, but I do only say fuck once.
Okay.
My ex texted me that there was a typo to correct me, but the typo was the way that you solve one of the puzzles. So I think about that a lot and just how I'm better than he is.
Asshole.
Anthony, I just went to your Twitter and I have to say something about your cover image.
Yes.
I don't know if I've ever laughed as hard as I've ever laughed in my life when Dave revealed his 3 flavors of Tom DeLonge cake on the Great British Bake Off. I almost suffocated.
I really do think the two genders of people who are extremely online are the people who thought that the Lupita was the funniest cake and the people who thought the Tom DeLonge was the funniest cake. And the way that was, to your point, I was blood curdling screaming. I could not take it. It was so fucking funny when he announced what his cake was, because you don't get the drawing right away.
Yeah.
And then when it finally comes later, it's it's a 3-part joke. It's the announcement and then the drawing and then what the cake itself finally looks like. And I have to say, it looks like the drawing.
It killed me. It was maybe one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
I hadn't seen it, but it looks funny. Yeah. Sounds funny.
Thanks, Josh.
Thanks, Josh.
You're really doing a good impression of a supportive friend.
Let's talk about our teams real quick, and then let's get into battling. Josh and I will face off, and then the winner will take on Tony to see who the supreme champion of Escape Room Google Docs is.
It's level check.
It's level check.
Level check.
Josh, you want to start?
I'll start. I'm excited to unveil a couple of new sweeties. One of them, the opener, is not. Tone Soprano Venusaur, he lives 63, level 63.
It's a cute level to be at, 63.
Yeah. We all know your joke at this point.
What's his joke?
My joke is sort of treating Josh like he's some kind of pathetic baby for having under-leveled Pokemon, because my Pokemon are always leveled way higher than his.
Yeah, and Tanner, just despite the fact that he has multiple podcasts, a full-time job, and a child, always over-levels
How
me.
old's your baby?
17 months.
Aww. That's so sweet.
He's cool. I love him.
Instead of a child, Josh has belts.
Belts. Well, also got all those dragons.
Oh, I haven't worn any belts in 2020. I'll tell you that.
But your belts that you do have are, I think, quite beautiful.
Thank you.
You're like a belt guy, Josh. This is not something I knew about you.
Yeah, I got some belts.
Is it because I'm not gay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't know.
I'm not like invited into your belt life.
Exactly.
What the fuck? That's discriminatory.
The way that I've gained so much weight this quarantine, so when I wear a belt, it's like in old cartoons when like the Roadrunner has been hit with the anvil and they just like keep shooting it anyway. It's really something else.
I mean, speaking of Sopranos, during this quarantine, I started realizing like, oh, I get why they put the waists of their pants up so high. It's to cover up the belly. I was like, maybe I should start doing that.
Oh yeah,
That's a good idea.
you throw off the experience of your body like a Picasso painting. Sorry.
Where does the stomach end and the legs begin? Who knows?
I've stopped wearing belts entirely, and I don't know if this is a cool thing to say on the podcast. I'll wear the same pair of jeans for 2 weeks straight. I don't care.
No, you've got to.
Of course. What? Yeah.
Josh, at your wedding, the pants I was wearing were so tight that I had acid reflux so bad I had to leave at 9 p.m. So
We've all been there. We've all been there.
I left just as Shallow came on, and I was thinking I could really sing that song very well. I wish I'd stayed. I know all the words already.
Shout out to Famididine, best antacid.
Yeah, probably the best antacid.
The way that you said famididine, like the drug is famotidine.
Famididine?
Famididine.
Listen, we don't know how to say Pokemon names. You think we know how to say drug names?
Famididine is like an aunt that I've never met before that my mom reveals, like, yeah, that's your godmother. And like, I'm fully 30. like the way that Filipino moms do. Sorry. But yeah, no, famotidine really is that girl.
I call it famotidine. So each one of us has a different approach to this. Joshua, tell me more about your team.
The next one I'm excited to announce is Carmela, aka Carmela Soprano, Ninetales, level 62.
Welcome to the team, Ninetales.
Silvio, Gyarados, still alive.
Must be nice to have a Gyarados.
Level 63.
Don't know what that's like.
It is really nice. It's really nice, man. I pumped him full of proteins and shit this week, by the way.
Gross.
So get excited for that.
That's disgusting. Get ready for the loudest, worst Gyarados farts of all time.
And then we have a new announcement as well, and this is the Sevi Islands connection. Gabriella, who happens to be Silvio Dante's wife. Octillery, level 62.
Okay, so you caught a Remoraid.
I happened to catch a Remoraid out by Resort Gorgeous.
Okay.
Octillery is very close to my favorite Pokemon. Maybe really my favorite these days. But anyway.
It's such a weird, like, I don't dislike Octillery. I have a lot of respect and love for Octillery, and I love that you love it, but it's just like,
yeah,
it's such an ugly little Pokemon to be someone's favorite Pokemon.
It's filthy.
It's cool. What? It's got like sad eyes. It looks like a tank, and it was supposed to be a tank in the beta art.
It
can learn so many moves.
That's
unparalleled learn set.
It's a cool Pokemon. It's just like, it's not an attractive Pokemon.
Do you want to know a little preview for what you're in store for the battle?
I already saw it when you and I were like,
the moveset
fun
is fucking
earlier.
sick.
It's got fucking flamethrower or something, some dumb shit like that.
Surf, flamethrower, thunder wave, and ice beam.
Okay, so this is your X-Bloud.
Excellent.
It's your X-Bloud of this season.
It is my X-Bloud of this season, yes.
Ugh.
I love a mon who you can just throw a bunch of moves on and nobody knows what's happening.
It's hideous, Josh. I'm looking at pictures of it.
Hideous?
Any Pokemon whose strategy is use smokescreen enough that the enemy never realizes how like ridiculously weak you are.
Mine doesn't use
I love
smokescreen.
this. I just found an image of it that I love. I was on side of it being hideous, but now I found this image and I'm actually super into it.
Oh my god.
It's like a Captain Octillery.
Josh,
It's
what
like
a
a
coincidence.
Mr. Squirt Octillery.
It's what you wore at your wedding, so I get it.
Josh wore a full sea captain's uniform to his wedding.
Dr. Melfi, Magneton 62.
Still in the running.
Bobby Bacaliri, Executor level 62. That's it.
Wow. A lot of holdovers, a couple new Pokemon, a couple new interesting Pokemon, and I'm into it.
Because I had a couple of very devastating deaths.
Tony, I would love to hear about your team and your levels.
Thank you so much for calling on me, teacher. So my levels are, so Kilbasa the Slowbro is level 56.
Okay.
I've got Chorizo the Charizard, who's level 59.
Okay.
I've got Chuchuk the Seadra, who's level 52.
Chuchuk.
Chuchuk. That's the horse sausage from Kazakhstan.
That's going to be sausage for my Magneton to eat.
Yeah, probably. I'm going to lose to you both. Breakfast the Pidgeot.
Breakfast sausage.
Yeah, Breakfast the Pidgeot is 42.
Yeah.
I have Longanisa the Magneton, who is level 34. And I have Beyond the Executor, who is level 41.
Okay. It's so interesting how quickly you lost the plot on the sausage stuff.
It's because the ones that died were like some like S tier sausages.
Oh.
There are some other
I'm
sausages on my computer where like we go like deep into like Basque country,
Yeah.
Portugal.
And that's what I would expect.
Yeah,
There's a lot of interesting sausages out there. Germany has like a million. Germany has so many different interesting sausages, and you've listed 0 of them here.
my sausage references are a bit more like islandy.
Yeah.
Honestly, like America's got a good sausage tradition. Like,
Did you name a Pokemon hot dog?
I almost named a Pokemon hot dog, but then I wanted to hold out to see if I got a Magmar, and then I didn't get a Magmar.
Okay. Yeah.
I like that everyone came up with sausage independently.
Yeah.
I was like, who figured out sausage? And it's like everybody.
Most people. Yeah.
Josh, that's such an interesting question of like the origins of like it's like lots of different cultures had pyramids and sausage.
Yeah.
Did the East Asians really come up? Did the Chinese and Japanese have sausages?
Chinese have sausage, Japanese have sausage, like Koreans have sausage, Filipinos have sausage, like
Everyone.
everyone.
Was like, what if we just take all these meats and we just fucking like grind it up?
I made it salty and with some herbs and spices.
Jam it in its own intestines.
Yeah.
May I talk about my Pokemon real quick?
I'd love that.
I suppose.
Loki, Arcanine, level 67.
God, fucking nightmare.
Ew.
That is the highest level we've ever hit in Experience Share Pokemon podcasts
Yeah.
in a battle.
Mewtwo, Alakazam, level 64.
Okay.
Link, this is a new one, a newcomer to the team. Link, Tangela, level 62.
Wow, you did it.
Welcome to the team, Tangela.
You threatened to do it a couple of episodes ago.
So excited to have you on the team, but you honestly kind of suck. Uncle Steve, Poliwrath, level 63.
Sure.
Mike Heald, Machamp, level 64. Maggie Dugong, level 63. Welcome back to the team. Dugong, you've been waiting in the wings for some time.
All right.
So that's level check. And now Joshua, Tony, Anthony.
Either's fine.
I like to call Josh Joshua every now and then, so I feel like I'm going to do the same for you. Every now and then I'm going to sort of call you by your Christian name and refer to you as Anthony.
Please do.
When I want to be serious, when I want to get down to business, Joshua, Anthony, let's head into a battle.
Yeah.
First, Josh and I will be battling to determine who the champion of Experience Share Pokemon Podcast is. And then the winner of that battle will be taking on Tony to determine who the winner of, well, I guess, Escape the Room.
Yeah, we would lay claim to Tony's Escape the Room.
That is a I'd like to.
Oh, you didn't know that's part of this?
I didn't know that's part of this. I'd like to talk about that. My wife.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, she's great.
And
You can have her.
okay. This is a Borat thing?
No. Why would you just immediately go there?
It's been a lot of Borat stuff in this episode.
Everyone has been talking about Borat recently.
Borat this and Borat that.
Tanner, will you do My Wife?
And my wife,
That's good.
Tanner has a really good My Wife.
you can't do it, right?
No, I won't even try.
Tony, can you do it?
And my wife.
Pretty good.
That's okay.
That's pretty good.
All right, Joshua, let's find one another in Pokemon Showdown and check in again when the battle is finished. We may check in if the battle is good. Something a little saucy happens during the battle.
Which it could be. You have Pokemon that are much higher levels than mine, so
We'll see. Yeah. All right, well, we'll check in a little bit. Goodbye, Bugcatchers. See you soon.
bye-bye.
Joshua, what happened here?
I honestly don't know.
But you and I battled a little bit earlier while we were waiting for Tony to program his guys in.
I crushed you earlier.
And you crushed me. And all I did was change up my lineup a little bit. And I defeated you handily with 3 living Pokemon still on the field.
Yeah.
This is maybe the most handily I've ever beaten you.
I don't have anything to say.
What happened?
I don't know.
Can I raise my hand here for a second?
You were here. Yeah, you were here. You watched, Tony. What happened?
I don't think it was that handily.
Tanner, you were going to lose until what was the move that just fucked me over?
Tanner was landing a statistically improbable number of dynamic punches.
The dynamic punches landing.
Forcing Josh to switch out, which in a team as fast and fragile as the one that Josh has is not a place where he wants to be.
Yeah.
Had Josh powered through the confusion instead of assuming that the confusion would have hurt him, he likely would have won this one.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't.
He didn't, so you did.
And now the battle comes down to Tony v. Mr. Mime. We will check in again after the next battle to see who the grand champion of all Pokemon ever of all time is.
It's going to be Tanner.
Yeah.
See you soon, bug catchers. Wow. I have never felt this powerful in my entire life. I've defeated Anthony, Tony, and I'm riding high on a high that I've never felt before. I'm going to sleep so well tonight knowing that I am the supreme champion of Pokemon.
It's a wonderful place to be.
For maybe the first time ever.
Temporary.
Can I just say, not to be a sore loser, but there was a one-hit KO move that was used that I did not think was part of the rules.
Sheer Cold.
Dugong has Sheer Cold.
And it is banned competitively.
Competitively, it's banned, yeah, but it's not banned here.
Honestly, Sheer Cold kind of a serve, but also like,
I did have to drop it 4 times for it to finally hit.
Because it's a, 30%?
You had ample opportunity to mitigate it, Tony.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You kept doing whatever Slowbro's dumb thing is. Like,
Slowbro's smart thing is come. No, but you're absolutely right. But it's the kind of thing where like once it hits, it hits.
But it took 4 turns for it to hit.
But it hit.
I could have just done 4 reasonable moves on you and taken a quarter of your health each time.
You absolutely could not have. So that's the fun little thing that Slowbro punishes people for, is that, and part of why I think that it like remains such a strong pick, especially with Calm Mind, is like unless someone is running Razor Leaf or Thunder Punch, like it's in a really, really good position.
Yeah.
You were also quite out-leveled by my team.
Oh, yeah. Completely out-leveled by your team.
Oh, yeah. Tony had like a level 34 in there.
Yeah. So it was not exactly a fair match.
However, it was fair in that like I had time to prepare. Like it was completely fair. Tanner, you should feel really, really proud of yourself. You are the
and I do. Thank you.
champion of Pokemon.
Yes.
An excellent father to your child.
And thank you.
See, this is the positive energy that we need, because I was not going to say either of those things right now.
Yeah, and you never do, and you're never supportive of me. But maybe I'll do a podcast with Tony now instead.
That'd be so one where we both just like compliment each other.
I would love that.
I'd love that.
It's exactly what I need in my life right now.
And the nice thing about a podcast is it's like recorded, so like every time you're feeling down, which in these unprecedented times is pretty a lot, like it's you could just turn it on and like feel good.
All right, it's been Experience Share a Pokemon podcast starring me, Mutan, aka Tanner Greenring, and I'm joined as always by my co-host Moltrosh, and this week by guest host Tonapi,
Tonicus,
aka Tony Smith. Tonicus is almost better because it's essentially just Tony Smith.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Tony Smith, Tony Kiss.
Tony, tell us, are you promoting the escape room, or just tell our listeners about where they can follow you?
What are you promoting?
Yeah, just like follow me at Anthony BL Smith. The L is for the massive fucking L that I took tonight. Look, I'm not up to much online. Follow me outside. I'm trying to go outside more.
That's good. We have to do it while we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like do engagees with me on twitter.com, maybe endorse me for a few skills on LinkedIn, probably not Pokemon. And I'm excited to meet all of my new fans.
They're excited to meet you as well.
Aww.
Please do follow us on Twitter and Instagram at EXPSharePod on both of those things. Do rate and review the podcast on Apple Podcasts. It really does help, so please go do that. I know we say that every week, but like if you were thinking about it now and you're thinking like, God, I owe those two idiots a review and a rating, just go do it now. It's so important.
Especially now when we're finishing this series.
Yeah.
Get people into it while they can listen to the entire season.
Follow us everywhere you follow podcasts. Please do go and buy Pokemon Coliseum and Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness on eBay, if you can find them, for GameCube.
That is what's next.
But next week Josh and I will be coming back to do a Chasing Waterfalls episode
on the Sevi Islands.
We were going to do it this week, but Tony was not prepared to do the Sevi Islands.
Plus, we bantered so much that we were just like, fuck it.
Plus, we were having fun.
We can't do this right now.
Fuck it.
Like a philosophy 101 class, I derailed the train. So, so yeah, no, you didn't get to. But this was genuinely like such a pleasure.
Yes, thank you for coming on.
I loved it. Please tag me in every time you need to fill a programming gap, or the guests are like a little too white. Like just anytime you need.
We need that.
Yeah.
Tony, you're also a Sinnoh head, aren't you?
I love Sinnoh.
So we're going to have you on for Diamond and Pearl.
Do have me on for Diamond and Pearl. If you have me on for Diamond and Pearl, well, maybe I won't Nuzlocke for that.
Well, we won't be Nuzlocking for that one either, so it's fine.
I'm going to play with the Pokemon that I want to fucking play with, let me tell you.
Then I cannot wait to kick both of your asses. That was my favorite meta of all time because it split offensive moves and special attack moves up rather than type by like the way that they hit.
We're dying for that. I'm dying for that.
I feel like that's exactly what I'm missing in my, like, I'm an idiot when it comes to type matchups, and it's because I don't.
Yep.
I think it happens to me a lot. I expect a move to be a type move, and it's not.
Gallade is the perfect example of a Pokemon that only makes sense for that generation, where it's like, it's psychic and fighting, but its signature move is Psycho Shot, which is a psychic move that hits off the attack stat rather than the special attack stat. It's good shit.
Jesus, I didn't understand a word you just said. Join us next week, bug catchers, for the Chasing Waterfalls episode where we kind of wrap up a lot of the to-dos for season 3B. Tony, Joshua, thank you for joining me tonight. Bug catchers, thank you for joining all of us.
Bye, fellers.
Smell you later.